for our seat after a front nose change, and De Vries was a bit behind. Now the gap between them two has significantly dropped, and you can see De Vries is almost right on the back of Dion. And I can imagine that a move might be taking place sooner or later on this lap, or possibly the next.
Yes, intriguing, that's for sure, that the top three cars are separated by so little at the moment after, what, a good, nearly 7 hours of racing now. So, just amazing how close it is after all this time, I think.
And put emphasis on the good close part of that statement, because I mean it really has been good close racing these past couple of hours. Oh, there's a yellow flag in sector 1. Oh, it's cleared now, but there was a yellow flag in sector 1.
I find it astonishing,
yeah,
though, that, I mean, especially at Le Mans, you'd expect the biggest gaps to occur here, and yet, for some reason or another, everyone's been on quite equal terms.
Yeah, I think it's also because everyone sort of knows each other by now. It's the end of the season. And also, I mean, there's been a heck of a lot of practice going into this event. So everyone's been able to get the best out of their cars, been able to sort of suss out the track and suss out the cars and sort of know how to get the most out of it. Okay, except for what looks to be a McDonald's inspired livery, except for that car. Everyone else is, you know, closing gaps and able to run similar lap times, which is pretty cool to see, because I mean, throughout the season, it hasn't exactly been as close as it is today.
Dearie me! Sorry,
whoa,
P2 and P3 massively interfered there by, I think it was Stephen Moreau. It was indeed, but E-Racing Propulsion spun there in the middle of the road, and Jimmy Dion had to take quite quick defensive and evasive actions, and had to basically take to the off-road to be able to get around him. And De Vries had to take the same road, and actually, to be fair, the gap between the two of them isn't actually affected that much, but I believe poor old Jimmy Hughes was caught out there and took the inside route, seemingly the worst route. Oh god, look, we've got Wilfred van der Brink here as well interfering, and so traffic can still very well play a battle or a part here in the battle for P2 and P3.
We're currently on the broadcast. We're actually watching, I think that's the Twister Racing or SRVN. I can't quite make out who that is. I think that's Twister. No, that is SRVN. Yeah, it's SRVN. They're actually chasing down the next P1 car in front of them, which is Team RC. I can't see the livery of that car. Yeah, Team RC. So they're right on the tail of them. And this is shaping up to be an excellent battle. Oh, and that really took out that Porsche. That was close. And lower down on the field, I think, in the LMP2 class, we've got Robert Wissenmuller closing down on Warren.
Yeah, indeed. You can see Warren is just about to go on to lap 111, I believe it'll be. Yeah, it will. Wissenmuller, I think it's a good 5 seconds behind.
Look at the amount of cars there, just in that little group there.
Yeah,
wow, there was a lot of cars.
It's amazing how much traffic there is.
That's the kind of traffic that you're dealing with lap after lap after lap, and it's just so difficult to be consistent with this amount of traffic.
Oh my word!
Oh corners like this.
Goodness me! Huge crash there.
Oh no!
Goodness me! Massive issues there. Multiple cars off, and in all of that, Mark De Vries has passed Jimmy Dion to take second place. But goodness me, that was a huge crash.
I just don't think he was expecting them to break that early, and that is really unlucky for the cars that got involved in that. Wow, that was
number of GT1 cars involved there. I think that was maybe Jorg Langen. It was in there. Who else was in there? I think Jimmy Hughes might very well have been involved.
I'm not sure. Was there a Roaring Pipes car there?
Actually, no. It might have been the Rare Endurance team car of Marcel Bosman.
Yeah, I think it was
possibly.
Rare Endurance. But yeah, no, that's. You see, these are the kinds of things that we're talking about. The traffic gets like that, but you get the faster guys. You know, when you're battling like this, you want to get ahead of the slower cars as quickly as possible, so that you don't fall victim to the car behind. And it puts you in in a situation like that where there's so much pressure to just get ahead of that slow car. You just don't have the patience anymore, and you take risks like that, and well, look what came of it.
Mind you, the battle for P1 is certainly not over. Jimmy Dion
No, definitely not.
is hanging on to the back of Mark de Vries like a vulture claws onto its prey. He can see de Vries in his sights, and he absolutely wants to get past him again to get second place for his RC team that led this race for so much of it, and he's definitely closing on him.
Oh, and yeah, I think we might have him, yeah. Just
Great
another point, another interesting point. Look at these P1 cars when they go over the bumps. They are so low down to the ground. I mean, this goes back to what myself and James were talking about earlier with regards to setup. You've got such low downforce, and you know you've got to be so low down to the ground. But the track is so bumpy that it's difficult to find that balance between the optimal ride height and the optimal sort of aerodynamic balance for the car. And you can just see the sparks that are flying off there, just sort of showing us how easy it is to run over the bumps, and you know how difficult it is to. Once you hit one of those bumps, especially going into a corner like Indy, where you really do smack bumps on entry, how easy it is to unsettle the car. And I mean, that's why I say you have to be so focused in these cars just to keep them on track. And you know, when we'll take a look now when we go down the Mulzheim straight, if you're still with these P1 cars, you'll see the amount of sparks that just fly off upon entry and into some of the corners. Maybe through here even.
I think Jimmy Dion cut a bit that corner, don't you think?
Just a bit.
Yeah,
just a
so
bit,
well.
Yeah. Obviously trying a bit too hard to try and catch up to Mark de Vries, who I think is stronger in this first sector. Goodness me, getting, oh my god, yeah, well, he went very wide there. Very wide, I think he even touched the wall there, and Jimmy Dion's going to be right to the back of him.
Definitely
with the slipstream as well. It's very possible that Jimmy Dion...
No.
Ooh.
Oh, this is close.
He's gonna pull out to the right, and of course this first section here is a right-hand corner, and if Jimmy Dion is up alongside the Vries, which he is now,
which makes it a very difficult. It's difficult to get ahead of guys on the right-hand side here.
Oh, de Vries holding on around the outside. Great defensive driving there from de Vries.
Probably he might have him again, but it's going to be the same situation if he goes up the inside again. You really want to take the outside line into those corners, because taking the outside line into that first left-hander or the first right-hander for the first chicane, you have the inside line going into the next corner.
Here we go, Jimmy Dion looking on the inside again, and he's actually got him this time. Yeah, a little bit of a lock-up, but a nice move.
The sparks now. This is what I'm talking about. You'll see down the straight where they hit the spot. Oh, you get sparks coming off a lot of the cars.
It looks like a jump, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, this one. You do jump this little.
Oh
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, no, they definitely do jump.
Bit of airborne there.
I mean, you don't really feel it in the car. It feels more like a little bump, but you do definitely get airborne. And I mean, it does unsettle the car a bit. Oh, very
massive tank slapper.
That corner. But I mean, yeah, it does unsettle you a bit going over those bumps.
Right. So while that battle rages on, we have been joined in the
by me again.
By you again.
Yeah, by me again.
No, we've also been joined by Roy Magnus from RMI Motorsport. Roy, how has your race been so far?
Exhausting. Well, I've done close to 6 hours, and it's been quite hot. So yeah, it takes a toll on the car.
We had this discussion a while back about the colour of your car.
Yeah.
What inspired the colours?
Well, I've used yellow rear spoilers on all my cars since I started sim racing, and I just like the red. Red is similar to the car I drive on the screen. This red, yeah.
It's absolutely. These guys thought it wasn't red.
Yeah,
Can you believe it?
It's a very dark red tone. It's similar to the car I drive.
Oh my words! Sorry to cut across you there. Mark de Vries was trying to clear one of the GT2 cars. The GT2 car went onto the curb. Yeah, he basically crashed on the curb and caused Mark de Vries to go off-roading.
Yeah, I just saw the wheel running across there. Not ideal.
Who was it? I think it was Darren Hume, possibly.
Might have been.
Oh no, it wasn't.
Who was it?
Was it Wilfred van der Brink? Was it? I don't
What
know.
car was it? Must have been a GT1.
It was a whitish car.
I'll
Sky
tell
car?
you in a second. Give me a moment.
Possibly Davy Benham. The Satellite
Uh,
Racing.
It's one of the
Yes,
it
satellite
was.
cars.
Yeah, Davy Benham.
Wow. How did he do that? I just seen it
don't-
on the broadcast. He just ran into a curb and the car just stopped.
Car versus curb. Curb says no. Pretty much.
It pretty much denied the car there.
I've seen a lot of incidents in my time as a commentator. Never have I seen a curb destroy a car. That's quite extraordinary.
I've jumped over that curb though in this race. In my prototype, when I've been trying to avoid P2s, I've tried to go around a GT at the same time I've gone around the both of them. So I've jumped over that curb, but I've never had that happen to me.
It's actually quite a scary thing when you run on some of the curbs here, because you have that sort of like railroad effect. As soon as you touch the curb, you're just a passenger. And
It's
it
basic.
just takes you.
That part there, that little kink part.
Yeah.
On that side, there's actually sleeping policemen.
Oh,
They're
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah, yeah.
They're pretty high. They're pretty high sleeping policemen on that actual part on the grass there. So if you run over them, like I have previously this race, you do get quite a jump. But he must have hit whoever that was. Must have hit it really badly wrong, because that was totally stopped in its tracks right there and then.
the battle for P1 between second and third is really heating up again. Mark De Vries had just overtaken Jimmy Dion at the second chicane down, I think it's the Marcel Straight or something, isn't it, like that?
Oh, he's going again.
And yeah, he's honestly, these guys have been side by side since that chicane pretty much. And yeah, Mark De Vries has just gotten ahead again, but these two are not giving up with each other. They are tooth and nail at each other.
Dion's
and
coming back.
he absolutely is, and can he get it around? And yeah, oh my goodness me, De Vries almost been adrift as we enter this tight little section there. De Vries getting a little bit of a wobble on, but there's traffic up ahead. In the Wobbs of GT. Oh my word.
Did he hit him?
I don't think he hit him. I think Wobbs just got out the way, and here's Bosman now, hopefully getting out the way.
Roaring Pipes Maniac's car with the Under Maniac. Oh!
Oh
Did he get
my
past? Yeah,
word.
he does. Yeah, he does. That was close.
It's, wow.
Lost a bit of time on him though.
Really? Daredevil stuff from De Vries. He was absolutely committed for a lap and a half to get past Dion. And he has done it yet again, but as we've seen, Dion will not give up on De Vries, and I'm sure with a target in his sights, he'll certainly be alongside the Dutchman sooner or later. And indeed, look, you can already see he's catching up to him as we enter the final little bit of the famous circuit here. And well, goodness me, great battle, and for the heights of the podium in P1 as well, great racing.
Especially with all that pressure, if they make one mistake, you know, it could go very badly wrong, especially if podium position as well. It's such a, you know, a massive race. So it's good. It's from both drivers very good that they kept clean there. You know, no incidents at all as well. Just brilliant racing.
So we are nearing the hour mark once again, and as these two scrap over what is the podium places, I think we should absolutely have a look at the top three once again for the different classes so far. So leading P1, ever since he got past our seat in the pits, Robin Haas for No Limit has been leading this race on lap 122. The other two cars of the SRVN's Mark De Vries and our seat's Jimmy Dion are on the same lap, however, so the battle for the lead of the entire race in P1 has not been closer. In P2, leading by quite a margin is Simco Hungarian team's Janos Hegvari, leading by a lap to THR's Robert Wiesenmuller, who himself is 2 laps ahead of Hell Racing Team Hungary's Janos Paulik. Leading the GT1 class is No Limit Motorsport, unsurprisingly. Robert Godike is now in the car, and he's a lap ahead of RC.co.uk's Alexandra Amelot. And quite a way back, 3 laps back now, is Simco's Mark Holdampf. And then we've got the GT2 class, of course. Leading GT2, as they have been for the entire race, is Sim Racing for Holland's Wilfried van der Brink on lap 104. Brigata Orso's Rudy Kuppen is in second. and I believe he's a lap behind. And then in third we have SRVN's GT2 division, Westerwobs, who we saw dramatically get out of the way. Oh, what's going on here?
Nearly had a little spin there, Westerwobs, actually, coming out the chicane, second chicane on the straight there. He just caught the spin as well. It's brilliant save, but lost a few seconds there.
Well, we saw his slightly edgy getting out of the way for the 2P1 cars. He's a lap behind at the moment, and on the same lap as Scuderia Bolas Negro's Chuck Penfield. So still plenty of action to come in this race. 15 hours and 50 minutes still remain, and we've yet to even enter the nighttime stage. So back to the battle. Or sorry, go on.
That's alright. I was just saying a bit of THR and James Johnson news that Chris Butcher just pitted. He's just come back out again.
Pit stop for Chris Butcher. No driver change. We saw him have a spin a bit earlier on. Hopefully he can get the consistency up again. But back to this battle for P1s, P2 and P3. Mark De Vries still leading Jimmy Dion. And Jimmy is, I mean, he's been on the back for De Vries for a good 3 laps or so. And if you're in the seat of De Vries, I mean, look, he's right on the back of him now. What must De Vries be thinking right now? He's not shaking Dion, no matter how many times he tries to get past him.
Well, there's 2 ways of looking at it. Well, the main way I'd look at it is you're not pulling away from Dion as Dion's now passing him. Just got to stick to your strategy at the end of the day. I mean, racing with Dion. Oh, he's fighting back to Vries there, but this will probably alter his strategy a bit by racing Jimmy Dion so hard. So they got to think of the long game as well. Will they be faster with their old strategy instead of racing Jimmy Dion, and this could alter things as well. So it's something to think about. Do you hold up Dion, or do you let him pass and race your own race?
Certainly got a good chance to get past De Vries here, and Dion is ahead on the straight as we enter the first chicane. Dion gets it, knocks up a bit, but holds the position rather nicely. But now the slipstream effect is, oh my goodness me, and what was that? That was the satellite racing car again of Davy Benham there, not getting out of the way, and thankfully there wasn't a curb to kill his car. But he's been struggling to get out of the way, Davy Benham, and now Mark De Vries is going to have a look at Jimmy Dion down the inside of this chicane, which now heads to the left. Can Jimmy? No, Jimmy will not be able to hold on, and that was a very close call for De Vries to be able to cut across. But he retakes the position again as we head to the end of the Marseille Straight. And well, this is an excellent battle. I would go for my ice cream break now, but quite frankly, I'm enthralled by this battle. Heading over the bump now into this very tight right-hander, ever deceiving. Want to brake earlier than you want to, and both cars getting around there quite nicely, but Jimmy Dion still hounding the back like a loyal dog to his owner. He's just constantly behind him, constantly looking for a way to get his attention, and well, if he's not caught De Vries' attention by now, then I'm not quite sure how cool De Vries' room is. He must probably have a load of ice cubes there or something like that.
The air conditioner is probably on overtime in the room as well, or the fan or whatever he has.
He's got to watch out for traffic. Oh my goodness me, another tank stuff from Mark De Vries there. Got traffic up the road here, and oh my goodness me. George Pole for UKNL Racing. Holding up these two. You can see Dion pretty much pushing Mark De Vries through that gap there. Absolutely hilarious scenes. You've got Vertigal here in the GT2 class up the road. Thankfully there's enough room there. We've got another GT2 class, Nizio there. Oh, so much traffic to get around, and Mark De Vries is just about doing everything within his power to get past it, but this is really damaging his chances of catching up to the overall race leader, Robin Haas, who must be laughing at the moment. No one to battle with, and to be fair, not much traffic holding him up here.
That's right, it's a pretty empty road, and he's obviously going to be pulling away with the obviously the battling going on behind, and the lap traffic as well, so it's looking very good for the No Limit Motorsport P1 car at the moment.
Of course, No Limit, so strong in GT1. I don't believe they've actually won a full P1 class race for the moment. Could this be the first chance? Well, we'll certainly have to wait and see. We are now joined by Mike Bell, who put in an absolutely extraordinary stint to be able to put his team back in contention for this race.
I don't remember doing that.
Well, there's been a lot of people
got in the
who've
car
been...
yet, James.
I apologise, I've not been following. I'm sure Scott mentioned you earlier. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Well, my first stint's not for another few hours yet.
Ah, so you're taking the nighttime hours then?
Yep.
Ah, right. So are you looking forward to it much, or...?
Well, it's the first time I've done a race of this, how to say, importance, because of, you know, it's 24 hours, it's around Le Mans. I've never done it before. I'm putting the practice, and I'm currently on the nighttime test server, making sure that I can get to my groove in the when it becomes night, because obviously the track dynamic completely changes.
And actually, we were talking earlier with James and Oscar about the tyre wear of their particular cars. The P2 cars looking like they burn stuff down to the canvas. The P1 cars seemingly have excellent tyre wear, and in these cold conditions, obviously the tyres will be handling, maybe not necessarily better, but they'll be burning through at a less rate than they would be. How's your tyre wear for your specific car looking? I mean, I know in other series you are quite well known for keeping your tyres reasonably well. Are you feeling confident for a nice long stint?
Well, we've already got the stints planned out, so you know, anything I can gain by going steady or steadier than I would usually would then be you know, to no avail, because I'd still have the same amount of pit stops. So I'm gonna actually be able to push for an entire stint if I can. Obviously not to the max. I don't really want to wreck the car, because that would be highly embarrassing. But yeah, and I think the team's already had enough bad luck so far this race.
Indeed they have, but I mean, you are with Daredevils, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. So I mean, you've got Scott Webber, the master strategist. How much of an influence has he had on your team throughout this race? You know, has he been sort of siphoning through different strategies to you already? Has he even talked to you personally about what your aims and objectives are for the stint?
Well, that's what we did in the week run up to this race, was pretty much talking strategy and stuff. So we've got a good idea of what we're doing for the race, and it's just everyone giving each other a bit of moral support and letting each other concentrate.
Right, so we have had confirmation through from SRVN that Robin de Jong will be taking over the wheel from Mark de Vries in a few moments. They tweet with the hashtag RDLMS. And so theoretically that should let through the R-seat car of Jimmy Dion. Indeed, Mark de Vries does pit now, and that releases Jimmy Dion. And oh well, it's not a great start. He's been held up by Damon Patel already. But now he has a free track in terms of no... Actually, let's say in comparison, would you say this is the hardest challenge that you faced of all?
I would say it's on a par with the guys that I raced with over at Virtual LMS, or VOR as you call it now. It's on a par with them, but the competition is tough here, just as much as it is over there. I mean, also going to say, this is our first outing out in the P2. When we started out in endurance racing, we were starting out in the GT car. The first ever car that we went out on was the Ford GT at VOR. We raced also the P1 Audi R18 and the Audi R10. And at the moment now, over at Extreme RPM, we're driving the Lola Aston DBR1.
Well,
Sorry
we
to
do...
interrupt you there, but Jimmy Dion's had a problem. He's lost his front nose on the car. He's in the pits.
Oh dear.
Sorry to interrupt there, but it's pretty,
that's
big news.
That is pretty big news, and Jimmy Dion was doing quite well. He of course had lost SRVN's... well, he'd sort of gone free of that battle with the SRVN car. And let's have a little look at where they are on track. I'm just going to head over to my R Factor now to have a little peek. So here comes...
coming up towards the
end of the lap. Yeah, he certainly is. And where is Robin... Where is Dion there? Robin Haas is still on his way. Dion's still in the pits. Here comes Robin Dion into the final few complex of corners, and I think he's going to get second place here. These two are both pitted.
That's right. They both have one pit stop each from
Yes.
where we was looking at that fantastic battle they had earlier, and indeed Robin de Jong is going to take the position.
Oh no! Here comes Dion!
Close.
Oh my goodness me! They entered the pits side by side, and well, SRVN have just about got it, but Jimmy Dion, by the skin of his teeth, is still holding on to that car. Oh, this is unbelievable. I can't imagine how long this battle will keep on going.
But Jimmy Dion must be gutted because with that damage, they must have pulled out
Oh yeah.
a decent gap. So Jimmy must be
Yeah, I
so
think they
frustrated
did.
now in that car, knowing that he made the error, and it cost him potentially seeing that second place on the second position.
Yeah.
Furthermore,
Guys,
he's got... Oh, sorry, go on.
So I've got to go shoot off now and get myself ready for my stint. So I'll speak to you guys later on.
Yeah, very
Cheers,
best.
thanks
cheers
for
for
joining.
joining us, buddy.
Best of luck.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this P1 battle that's going on has been going on for quite some time, and this goes back to what I was saying earlier about the guys that are racing, you know, pretty much the whole race, the whole sort of 24 hours. Hopefully we can see that type of a thing with two teams battling each other for the whole race. I'll tell you what, the next guy in Jimmy Dion's car is going to have his work cut out for him, because Robin Hasse has been setting some blistering lap times at the moment. And although Jimmy Dion is catching him, he is one of the quicker drivers in that team.
It just begs the question, how long is Jimmy Dion planning on being in that car?
Yeah, of course. And how long is Robin Dion planning on
Well,
being in the car? Oh, not Robin
that's
Hasse,
true.
sorry, I mean Robin Dion.
You know, that's
I
no...
don't know why I said Robin Hasse.
The point still goes, though. I mean, it's quite clear that these two are on equal terms, and I imagine Jimmy... Oh my
whoa,
god,
whoa, that was
goodness
close.
me.
That is the, who is that?
There's,
that is,
it's Ole Marius Meervold, and I think there's Alanor Bolgan,
that's
whoever it is in the car.
360, isn't it?
1066 Racing, yeah.
1066, yeah, 360, 1066. Same thing.
Whatever. But
Every time
either
I hear that team name, it makes me think, 0800
100 1066, yeah, I still remember that advert after so many years of it being off air. Oh dear. Actually, I found it quite
look who's up the
amusing
road
because...
here, actually.
Who is up the road?
Scott Webber.
Oh, excellent! Oh,
Been him.
brilliant.
I'm joking, don't do that.
Oh, poor old Scott. I do hope for the sake of everyone in this room that is gone.
I must say, the Daredevil's car has caught up a lot. And, you know, we've gained a lap on the leader in P2, so we're now 1 lap behind instead of 2 laps behind, and Scott has been driving the balls off of that car. He's now got the current gap, which was about 3 minutes something to the car ahead, down to 20 seconds.
Wow.
That is an incredible drive by Scott Webber. And Sam Fuller as well, who was before him, who's actually getting in the car again, I believe, in 5 minutes. And then after that, it's me.
Yay!
Yeah, then you don't want to know who's after that.
I think it's Mike Bell, the
Oh,
brick.
Game on.
game over, man!
It's a shame I'll be asleep at that time because I really want to see Mike drive, but
That's actually something that we were
Well,
worried about. Is
if you're
what
awake
if our
early
drivers
enough.
fall asleep? What if a driver falls asleep at the wheel? It'd be quite funny.
it's actually, oh dear, Scott Webber's had contact with the Bulgin car.
Oh no!
Oh no!
If there is such thing as
Seems
door-to-door
alright.
contact in an LMP car, then they've just had
Seems
it.
alright.
And it was from miles back as well, actually.
Yeah. Obviously, this is the speed difference between the P2s and the GT2s.
Robin Dion is really starting to pull away from Jimmy Dion now, but that said, Jimmy Dion has just set the fastest lap of the race as 3 minutes 17.3. So, there is still potential for him to catch it. I believe someone has joined our room. And that person is... Oh, it's you again.
Yeah, it's me again.
Oh,
You should just say that every time now. Oh, it's me
well,
again.
actually, I've actually got quite an interesting thing to talk about with you now, because we've got, of course, Chris Butcher having a disconnection.
Yeah.
So it's time for you to shine again.
Yeah, I guess it will be later. Yeah, I don't even know. Basically, Chris has got a problem with his computer.
He has lots of problems, Chris.
I know. Even with it, it's either cables coming out the back of the screen or, you know, whatever. This time, I believe it'd probably be a RAM issue. So.
Oh, it's cruel luck.
I know it. It's always cruel luck to me. But you're not going to keep me down. I'm going to keep pushing.
Good. That's good to hear. Because I mean, I remember back when THR were just we're just starting in the season in Silverstone, and it seems like there's just been problems at every race in some way or another. It's great to hear that the team is still so positive about this race still.
Yeah, we've got this far. We're not giving up. We might only be 5 laps down, but we're not gonna give up. It's just we're gonna go. We're gonna go after it. And if RC and that just keep throwing it off the road, then you know we've still got a good chance.
Let's see. Currently, THR's P7. You're a lap back from Phoenix, 3 laps back from Skype and Feeder Sport Poland. And yeah, you are 5 laps off a podium at the moment, but there's still 15.5 hours to go.
Exactly, and there's 15.5 hours worth of trouble that could still happen to any one of us. Hopefully it won't be us anymore, I just hope. You know, I think we've had our fair share of trouble today. But, you know, what can you do about it?
I've just seen a couple of things that might make Chris a bit mad with a GT2 Ferrari not letting him by, but he's finally passed. And actually, in the first move, Chris nearly spun the car. But he's through safely.
Yeah, Chris kind of gets very angry very easily.
I've experienced it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've experienced
and
it
I think
before.
Mike has as well. A bit too often for his own good.
Mike always experiences. I don't even know the time he hasn't experienced it.
Chris is always very angry whenever I end up talking to him. So.
It was Bas Wattenbull in the Ferrari, the Scuderia Balesa Negro GT2 Ferrari that caused the problem for him.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's not on Chris Butcher's Christmas card list. Certainly not the top of it anyway at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I've just spent a lot of time. I've just been spending time. I've been going to and from channels, especially Phoenix. I've been going, playing, talking to them from time to time. Yeah. I think we're both down in the dumps, but you know, we ain't giving up yet. Thankfully.
Poor old Jordan.
Oh, Jordan.
He was lamenting in the chat room, James. It was heartbreaking.
I know, and I told him to. Well, I didn't tell him to, but I hope he would pick it up. He'd be a bit more happy.
Why not? Why
Exactly.
not? Right. Well, I think actually let's have a little talk about the system that we're actually on now, R-Factor. Now, although everyone keeps on joking about it, not being ready, not like it will never happen, so on and so on, the reality of it is that R-Factor 2 leagues, proper R-Factor 2 leagues, are not that far away actually. And
well, speaking as an R-Factor 2 staff member at RD, it's a lot closer than what people think.
yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
I think it's still missing a critical feature. Driver swaps.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
But I mean,
and
R-Factor 2 is a brilliant sim, and you know, the argument is always, oh well, we're waiting for it to be released. It's not going to be a fully released product. It's not going to be a product that is coming out in a box. You know, it's not going to come out in stores. It is what it is. Right now, that is the product, and you know, it's going to have a good sort of 10-year lifespan, just like R-Factor 1, except instead of it being a fixed product where you know there's no more updates, this is going to be consistently and constantly developed. You know, so when ISI or whatever sees say like a Assetto Corsa or something, comes up with a great idea, R-Factor 2 is not going to be down you know, in the back. They're not going to be pushed aside because, you know, they have the ability now to update their sim, and implement those features, and they can.
Oh my goodness!
Whoa! Robin de Jong's lost it. My
No.
God, I apologise for the huge shouting and
Oh,
deafening
and
of
that's in the
people
wall.
there. But my
Right in
word,
front of Jimmy Dion as well.
Robin
Yeah.
de Jong just lost the back end and smashed into the wall. I was going to go back to the battle between the two of them there, but my word.
That was
huge.
unexpected.
That was my first heart attack of the evening.